Hello, ladies and gentlemen, loyal Imperial citizens and rebel scum alike. Welcome to another Liam Maiden gameplay video. Back with more Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes today. Now, we've had some exciting developments recently at the holotables. News that we are finally getting a Jabba the Hutt galactic legend. Jabba is, of course, someone that I've been wanting in the game for a long time. People have been asking for a long time. Really excited about that and the other upcoming changes that they announced. Do check out the blog post if you haven't already. But the first of these changes is a new arrival at the holotables in the form of Black Krrsantan via the one infamous Wookiee event. Obviously, this is the Wookiee character from Book of Boba Fett. Well, not originally from Book of Boba Fett. That's not where he originated, but it is where we last saw him. I'm really excited for this. The one infamous Wookiee event balancing the one famous Wookiee event, of course, that gives us Chewie. So it looks like it's going to be a regular unlock event with 5 regular tiers, a bonus tier, and then a legacy tier you'll only be able to access if you spend the money to take the character up to 5 stars. We are not going to do that today. So let's start out with tier 1 here. So it looks like you get Boba Fett, Krrsantan, Gamorrean Guard, Greedo, and Mob Enforcer. Okay, so it's an interesting squad that they've got there. Obviously, they're going to have some synergy there. So strategy tips. If all allies are Hutt Cartel, there you go. Krrsantan's Knuckle Duster ability will always inflict shock, and then they've added the Hutt Cartel tag to those tunes there. Well, that makes sense. They're kind of pretty useless tunes, except for Boba Fett, of course. So I'm actually not opposed to this. I think it's a good idea to have a reason to power up some of these tunes that otherwise we maybe will have overlooked in the game. Obviously, only if this tag is useful. But I guess that's what we're about to find out. Okay, greetings holotable heroes. I'm pleased to announce that the Wookiee bounty hunter turned pit fighter turned mercenary Krrsantan has arrived on the holotables. Okay, looking good. Krrsantan's basic ability, Knuckle Duster, will inflict potency down and has a small chance to shock the target. Not bad for a basic ability. If all of Krrsantan's allies are Hutt Cartel at the start of the battle, shock will apply every strike. Okay. There we go. So we got some shock on dash right there. Oh, but Krrsantan is taking a beating here. Almost lost all of his protection. Okay, so I think I'm going to go after Han, even though he's got that guarded up from Chewie right there, just because I think we've got to try and get contract up here with Boba in the lead position there. Now I'm going to do this the way I normally do with these marquee unlocks here. So we're only going to use the abilities, the new characters' abilities as they're introduced. That means in this first round we're going to be limited to that basic attack on Krrsantan. So hopefully we're going to be making good use of this shock that he should be applying every single time, because all the allies here, of course, do have that Hutt Cartel tag. You know, I've just realized I think this is the first time that I've ever played with Gamorrean Guard. He's just one of those tunes that, talk about not having any reason to power up these tunes. There's just zero reason to power him up in-game up until now, right? So hopefully this is going to turn around. We just got contract up. I didn't even notice that. So Krrsantan's got 25% tenacity plus 50% critical avoidance. Okay, that's pretty nice. They're probably going to go through that later, I'd imagine, as they kind of introduce that mechanic in the later tiers. But pretty cool to see that. So yeah, I'm actually, let me know down below what you think, obviously, of Krrsantan and what you think of this new Hutt Cartel tag, and if you're excited about not only Jabba joining the holotables, but also the other kind of quality of life changes they're making with regards to mods, and of course the introduction of the Profundity as well, the ship for Admiral Raddus. I'm excited about all of that, but I really think the Hutt Cartel thing is most exciting for me. I really don't think they've made use. Boom, there we go, first tier down. I don't think they've made good use of the kind of criminal underworld element in the game. We had bounty hunters, but I'm really excited to see them expanding that. Maybe even getting some neutral characters. Fingers crossed. Not going to hold my breath for that, though. Anyway, so that's it. Tier 1 down. We got our first Krrsantan shards in the bag. Looks like we're sticking with that same team. I guess they're limited with the crew they can give us, because they're limited to that Hutt Cartel tag. So that might be it for the whole thing. Krrsantan's Ferocious Fusillade gains bonuses if the allied leader is Hutt Cartel for each Hutt Cartel ally. Okay, so once again, we're going to get all of those bonuses if we're sticking with these characters here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's go. Let's see how we do in round 2 here. But so far, I'm definitely enjoying this. Okay, so Krrsantan's first special ability, Ferocious Fusillade, deals damage to the target enemy while giving him defense up. and taunt for 2 turns. Okay, that's pretty good. If all of Krrsantan's allies are Hutt Cartel at the start of the battle, they'll gain health and protection up for each other Hutt ally, and Krrsantan gains protection up. Okay, not bad, not bad. I feel like I'm pronouncing his name slightly differently almost every time I say it. Krrsantan. Gonna have to stand in front of the mirror and practice. So I think these buffs that he's giving to the other Hutt Cartel are obviously really geared this character toward working with the Hutt tag and with Boba Fett. Be interesting to see how he interplays with, you know, other characters, because it looks like Hutt Cartel at the moment is kind of limited. I wonder if they're going to add more bounty hunters to the Hutt Cartel, because obviously so many bounty hunters have worked for the Hutts one way or another throughout the various, you know, Star Wars kind of media, the movies, the TV shows, the comics, the books. So yeah, it'd be really interesting. Hopefully this is a tag that grows. I really do enjoy that idea. And as I mentioned, you know, the idea of having neutral characters too. I know they've kind of had that neutral element in the game for a while. They've never used it. They've either got light side or dark side. And I totally get that the Hutts, yeah, and you know, the Hutts it's a criminal cartel, right, run by the Hutts. So I understand that they're probably all going to be dark side. Obviously, these characters are all dark side characters here. Krrsantan's a dark side character, but I think it would be really interesting if they also had some characters who maybe had a little bit of gray area in there, and you could make use of that neutral tag. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not gonna hold my breath for that. But I don't know. I think it's exciting. It's one of the first developments that they've brought to that they've brought to the game that I'm actually really excited about. So we'll see. My faith is slowly being restored in the game. Again, let me know down below what you think of these developments. And it's interesting too, right? Because boom, okay, we're cutting through these Imperials now, because Jabba is going to be the first galactic legend who's a non-force user, right? Every other galactic legend is a force user. I think that's kind of cool. It's a fitting way to bring Jabba into the game. Such an important, I was going to say a huge character, no pun intended, literally a huge character, but a huge part of Star Wars. So really great to have him there as a galactic legend, and the first non-force user galactic legend too. So far this is tier 2. I am enjoying Krrsantan, but I'm not. He doesn't seem to be amazing so far, but I am enjoying his interaction. Boom, there we go. And you know, the Hutt tag is pretty cool. It'll be interesting to see how he interacts with other characters. I'm just not sure they're going to give us those other characters because we're so limited right now. There we go. So we're almost at the unlock with these characters with the Hutt Cartel tag. But let's see. Okay, so moving on to tier 3. Yeah, so it's exactly the same characters that they've been giving us before. So strategy tips: dismember ability has additional effects if all allies are Hutt Cartel. So again, they're just really leaning on this Hutt Cartel tag. So Krrsantan, I feel like I said Krrsantan a minute ago. I don't know where I'm going with this. Krrsantan, obviously mostly geared toward the Hutt Cartel. Krrsantan's second special ability, Dismember. This will inflict disarm on the target, which will hinder their critical damage and offense. Whenever they use a basic ability, they are inflicted with damage over time. Okay, so that's going to add up. If all of Krrsantan's allies are Hutt Cartel at the start of the battle, this will also increase their cooldowns by 1, inflict ability block, and increase Krrsantan's max health. Wow. Let's give this a shot. I think I want to throw this at Wicket first of all. Let's do this. Boom. Okay, so I took the speed down there to see that animation. Wasn't that impressive, but still kind of cool. It's a cool ability, and I like the increased speed, of course, that he's getting. So now this is disarm on Wicket, minus 50% critical damage and offense. So whenever a character, uses a basic ability, so they're getting damage over time. That is going to add up, I think. That character then is going to slowly keep killing themselves, right? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself every time they do a basic action? Boom. Bye-bye, Wicket. Okay, so we're going to cut through these Ewoks here, I think. And we're inflicting all of that shock on them as well every time we use our basic there. Wow, we're just, cutting through these. This is even quicker than the other tiers, I think. Partly because we're adding in the other abilities, right, as we move through them. So we've not got Contract up here. They've got Dodge just there. Oh, but that doesn't matter. I think we're going to get through this without getting the contract up, but we did not need it. Taking out Wicket, I think, was the best call there. Kind of stopped the Ewok turn meter train from ever really getting rolling. Okay, gonna get taken out by Mob Enforcer. Boom, how humiliating. Well, there we go. That is tier 3 in the bag. So we've done it. We've hit the 2-star unlock now, onwards and upwards to 3-star as we move into tier 4. So once again, same set, same cast of characters. Strategy tips. Krrsantan's unique Champion of the Fighting Pits gives additional effects at the start of the battle if Krrsantan is defeated and whenever he loses taunt if the allied leader is a Hutt Cartel. Note, for demonstrative purposes, Boba Fett can't be defeated until Krrsantan has been revived once. Okay. Krrsantan begins this battle extremely hurt and ability blocked. Auto battling has been disabled, and this is being simmed as if it is in Grand Arena. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna lose Krrsantan as soon as we start this battle, basically here, so that they can show this mechanic. This is pretty cool. So we got a revive out of Krrsantan. So Krrsantan gains defense and max health at the start of the battle with his unique ability, Champion of the Fighting Pits. Additionally, he recovers health and protection whenever he loses taunt. If all of Krrsantan's allies were Hutt Cartel at the start of the battle, he gains taunt and speed up at the start of each encounter and taunts whenever he loses it if the allies leader has more than 50% protection. Okay. In Grand Arena, he's immune to ability block and cooldown increases, and he will taunt and recover the allied leader's protection whenever they drop below 50%. When fully upgraded, if Krrsantan is defeated, he will revive once per battle at the end of the allied leader's next turn. Krrsantan, I said Kirsten there. Man, Kirsten, that's a different Wookiee. Boom. Okay, so Krrsantan has been taken down. Krrsantan. What am I talking about? Krrsantan. There he goes. A new Krrsantan has joined the fight. Okay. I am happy about that. Even though I can't say his name, I am very happy that he's back with us. So that's pretty good. I kind of like this mechanic that you're waiting until the allied leader's turn as well. It's not an immediate revive, so you've got to keep kind of both of them active there. That's pretty cool. So Bad Batch can be pretty tricky. They're a pretty tricky squad, I think, even at low gear level. They can be really annoying. I've certainly tripped over them in Grand Arena a couple of times where I've just completely underestimated them because they've been at a low gear, and then I've grown to regret it. I don't think that's what we're going to see here today. These unlocks are normally very, very easy to work through, and this doesn't look like it's going to be any exception here. Boom, bye-bye Wrecker. Okay, so now we can focus on Omega just because she's the weakest. Boom, there we go, and we got the contract up. Perfect. Okay. This is us now. So I kind of like that. A lot of protection for the leader. Krrsantan taunting very effectively, and that revive, but you got to max him out to get that revive as well. So I don't know. Is that going to be an Omicron? Maybe. Boom. Well, it's probably going to be a Zeta, I guess, to get the revive. And the special, if there's any kind of synergy specifically for Grand Arena, that's going to be where your Omicron comes in. Okay, so tier 5. There we go. That was tier 4. This is the final unlock tier. Again, we've got exactly the same crew there. Hutt Cartel allies gain bonuses when they're critically hit via Krrsantan's formidable ferocity leader ability. Defeat the enemy leader to complete Krrsantan's contract. Scoundrel allies can contribute to the contract. Okay, great. I wondered if they were going to touch on this. So Krrsantan does have synergy with Scoundrel allies there, and it's the leader we're going after to complete his contract, and he is in the leader slot this time. Okay, let's do this. So I'm pleased about that. So that's how in this next Legacy one, I'm going to have to use Scoundrels, I think, because my Hutt Cartel are not going to be powered up. Frosty, yeah, gives Scoundrel allies health steal, max health. Krrsantan's Bounty Hunter contract requires you to defeat the enemy, blah, blah, blah. This will give additional health steal, max health to all Bounty Hunter and Scoundrel allies. Krrsantan gains the following whenever a Bounty Hunter contract is completed. Critical, okay, so we already read this. Taunt for 2 turns and recovers health. Additionally, if the allied leader is both Galactic Legend and Hutt Cartel, he gains damage immunity for 2 turns and tenacity. Okay, that's pretty good. That's a pretty long list of buffs right there. I like it. So we got to go after Admiral Raddus to get that contract up. I guess K2SO is going to be taunting here in a second, though. Yep, there we go. Right on cue. Right on cue. So we're going to have to get around that taunt and then just focus everything we can on Radus to try and get this contract going. So I'm really pleased that he's got this synergy. Krrsantan synergy also works with Scoundrel, so you're not getting quite the full benefit of it, but that means, again, that there's a lot more utility. I was worried that he was going to be kind of too geared toward Boba Fett, and obviously that line about if the leader is a galactic legend and Hutt Cartel, obviously, that there's going to be a lot of synergy there with Boba Fett, with Jabba the Hutt, but yeah, I think it's really great that you're going to also be able to use this character maybe as a plug-and-play with other bounty hunters, but also just with Scoundrels, right? So Han, Chewie, Lando, that opens up a bunch of other options here. I'm actually really excited about that. You know, adding the Hutt Cartel tag into the game, we've almost done it here, by the way. Here we go. Boom. There we go. That contract is up. Nice. You know, adding this Hutt Cartel, it's almost like a mini rework. It's not quite a rework, but almost like a mini rework for some of these characters here, right? Because it gives them utility. Again, there's a reason to power them up. I think my Greedo is Gear 9. I did initially use Greedo back in the day when I was first building up a bounty hunter squad. This was before they increased the farming rate. He was one of the easier bounty hunters to go for, so I did take him up to about Gear 9. But I mean, if I was starting the game now, I'd have zero reason. Prior to this Hutt Cartel tag, there's zero reason to power up Greedo. He doesn't have a ship. So, you know, what is the point? And kind of an underwhelming character. Mob Enforcer, again, one of those characters that's really laughed off the holotables. Similarly with Gamorrean Guards. So, yeah, it's kind of like a mini rework because it gives them utility. Maybe they're not actually changing any of the kit and the way they themselves work, but because you're giving them, you know, these buffs and these other kind of interactions with other characters with this new tag, it's like a mini rework. Boom. Bye-bye Cassian. It makes them relevant to the game once again. I think we're going to leave K2 for last here. Try and take out Bodhi first. Boom, there we go. Sorry, K2SO. You're a loyal droid and a loyal tank. You're a pretty good tank. But not good enough today. Not good enough to take on Krrsantan. Or Krrsantan. Or Kristen, depending. Boom, there we go, taken out by Gamorrean Guard. Embarrassing. Well, there we go. That is the final unlocked tier there. So that's all the shards that we are going to get. All we have now is this bonus tier left. Use the knowledge that you've learned to take down the Emperor's Inquisitors. Okay, up against Inquisitors, and we're getting some mods as our rewards. Let's go. Let's see what kind of team we can put together here. So Krrsantan obviously is going to be in the leader slot. What I'm going to do is just have a quick look at my Hutt clan. Yeah, so we've only really got Boba Fett and I guess Cad Bane. I didn't realize Cad Bane had the tag too. Looks like Embo's got it as well. So I think we're going to have to go Scoundrel. Scoundrel's going to open up a bunch of others to us, and there we go. I think I got to go Chewie and Han, although maybe that's just weighted it so heavily in favor of Scoundrel. They're going to be doing all the damage here. I don't care. Let's do this. This way we get to see a little bit of his synergy with both, you know, bounty hunters and that Hutt clan tag, but also just Scoundrels. Okay, so let's do this. I guess let's take out Fifth Brother first so that we can try and get that contract up for Krrsantan right there. And obviously all the damage that Scoundrels do too, so Chewie and Han, their damage is going to count toward this as well. So that is pretty good. Boom. There we go. Contract up. Bye-bye, Fifth Brother. So we are just slicing through these Inquisitors here. Not today. Not today for the Empire. I'm really surprised. Boom. Bye-bye, Eighth Brother. I thought that Ninth Sister would have taunted by now. There we go. Right on cue. It's not going to last very long. Boom. Look at that. All that damage coming. Boom. from Chewie and Han right there. Well, this doesn't even seem fair. But I really like it because it means that, you know, if I did gear up Krrsantan now, I would immediately have a squad that I could use him with, right? There's enough here with scoundrels and bounty hunters, even without that Hutt tag, that he'd immediately be usable in the roster, and that is what I like to see. Much better than the Inquisitors, for example. I didn't really feel I had anything to do with them until I had the whole roster, and they were so unimpressive. I've still not invested in them. Boom. There we go. That is the final bonus tier in the bag. Some mods there and an Omega for our troubles. And then the legacy tier. Now, as per usual, if you want to unlock that legacy tier, you're going to have to spend actual money to take Krrsantan up to 5 stars. I mean, worth it if you're going to do it anyway, then sure, take on that mod, but I'm not going to spend that money today. There'll be people out there who do. If you want to check that out, what we're going to do is unlock him, take a look at the model. Okay, looks alright. Let's unlock him and see what it actually looks like in its unlocked glory. Boom. There we go. Awesome. Awesome, I like it. Let's add that 3rd star. Boom, there we go. All right. There we go. Thank you. Krrsantan is in the house. Okay, that's an okay model. For Galaxy of Heroes, that is an okay model. It's not amazing, not blowing my mind here, and as per usual, it looks like we do not have a fidget. Fidgets are very rare in Galaxy of Heroes. I don't know why. It seems like almost everyone has one in Marvel Strike Force, for example, and some of them are quite involved, but we just don't get them here, and that's a shame. I think just a little fidget kind of brings it to life a little more, but I guess we can't complain too much. I am, pretty excited about that. That was a fun unlock, and I think this character actually would be usable. Now, how usable he is at 3 stars, obviously you can only take him up to gear tier 11. I do not know. But more usable, I think, than the Inquisitors were, for example, right off the bat here. Those are my thoughts, but what do you think? What do you think of Krrsantan? What do you think of the incoming Jabba the Hutt Galactic Legend? Is it someone you're gonna really try and shoot for? What do you think of the various changes, incoming profundity, and the changes that they're making to the relic economy, slight changes they're making there, and these kind of quality of life, as they're calling them, changes that they're going to try and make to the mod system? Let me know down below. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts, comments, and criticisms. Well, I think that is all for me today here. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. If you have found this video informative or entertaining in any way, please consider giving it a like, a thumbs up down below. I really do appreciate it, and it helps out the channel. And hey, while you're here, why not consider subscribing? I drop new gameplay videos for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and Marvel Strike Force every single week, and I would love to have you along for the ride. Well, that is all from me today. I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, look after each other, and remember, the Force will be with you always.